years ago, I went to Four Seasons Hotel and I saw the room and it looked so elegant and just looked like old wealth, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do something here, because it saddens me that we don't take part in things like this.
We are gathered here today for this very moment. I live for this. When there's no money, we make money. Now, I don't want you to just think right off the bat that wealth means just the money. You know what I mean? It's bigger than that. You're going to be called upon to give me an answer of what you think happiness, health, and wealth means, because this is why we are gathered here. Because everyone in this room have a certain power, a certain aura. Everyone in this room is already rooted in a great place. So I want to hear what you think. I want to see what you feel. That's the topic of the conversation, okay? HHW, health, happiness, and wealth. All right? Beautiful. All right, let's dive in.
We love empowerment. We trying to change lives. Thanks, Baje and Boston, for inviting us to the tea party and loving it.
I'm also a multiple sclerosis survivor. I've had to learn how to walk twice. So when I wear my heels, I walk a little bit harder, you know, because I have to strut it. It was some work and I did it. But I'm so happy to be here. It's nice to meet you all. I found Baje on Instagram, where she found me. Not sure how that happened, but I'm so glad that somehow the universe made it where we could connect. So I'm glad to be here.
We actually just built homes in Haiti last year, 10 homes. My desire is to educate women so we can do better than what we do. Wealth for me has been able to do the things with my kids that maybe I didn't necessarily get a chance to experience as a child, but also being able to leave generational wealth for them.
We have an organization. We are sponsoring children in Africa. Our country is currently having a civil war.
I'm supposed to start medical school this September. My goal is to be an orthopedic doctor.
I have a nonprofit called Higher Ground, H-I-R-E, Ground, for all teenagers that aren't going to college. I make sure they have somewhere else to be besides jail.
What makes me happy is to share knowledge. I believe that knowledge is the most important thing. Knowledge will lead to health, knowledge will lead to wealth, knowledge will lead to happiness.
I love doing what I do is because we as a community really need to band together and work together and educate each other and help empower each other, which is the reason why I decided to start educating in finance.
Bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour.
Comment allez-vous?
Hey.
Yes, my coffee table is full of newspaper, magazines trying to design the life I'm thinking. And the last time we spoke, I told you, but sometimes I don't want to be vain and sound too good to be true. And you told me, no, you're sending the wrong message to the universe. Go ahead and put those things that you want out there. And I'm practicing it, and here I am here all this time.
And I remember being on the steps one day, and we were in high school, and I remember you saying, I'm going to be famous one day. And she was at the top of the steps, and I was at the bottom of the steps, and I looked at her, and I was like, I've never heard a child, someone that's my age, speak in that way. And from that point, I couldn't even open my mouth to say anything because I just knew you were right. Because everything you ever always put your mind to, you've always done. And you're amazing for that. You're so amazing. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much. I'm really excited because I'm able to pour what I love so much into people.
And I met Miss Janae. I was around 14 or 15 years old. Ooh, talk about a problematic child. But she was my very first mentor. At the time I was in foster care, and before I was an adult, I had already been to about 18 different homes, And the kids I was in foster care with are, in jail. multiple kids on welfare. And literally prostituting, on the street. But this woman saw something in me. that I didn't see in myself, and I always kept her in mind. It was about a year that she was in my life, but it was the year I needed direction the most, and you know, she never gave up on me. A few weeks ago, she was just on my mind so heavily. I was like, I have to look her up, see if she's still alive, see if she still remembers me, you know? And it's not often you get to reach back out to your mentors, because a lot of times you don't even realize they're your mentors until like 30 years later and they're no longer around or they don't remember you. So I said, let me try. And I reached out and I said, hey, Janae, it's Paige, from like 20 years ago. Do you remember me? And then the next day I got a call back, a voicemail. She said, how could I forget you? And then she flew from DC to be here today. So this is the first time I've seen her in 20 years. Because of her is one of the reasons I give back and give back so heavily, because people could have wrote me off like easily, you know? But she saw my destiny. She saw my potential and she never gave up on me. She never gave up on me, and because of that, I never gave up on myself. So pay it forward, y'all, pay it forward.
When I met this young lady, I didn't care what anybody said. I could feel her strength, I could feel her courage, and I knew she was intelligent. And I knew she was going to do something incredible with her life. Kids and teenagers need people to look beyond the obvious, what's already there. They don't need us to think about what we see or judge them by what we see, but look on the inside and see what they're capable of. I am not surprised who she is today. I'm so glad for the internet and that she found me. There's a lot of young people out there like her, and they're 14 and 15 now. So if somebody out there is trying your patience and you think they're not a good person, when you go back to your homes or your communities, look at them again, grab one of them. Because I live for moments like this. But this story here is not a surprise. And I would do it all over again.
Everyone has a story. There's no story more powerful than another, because your story is your story. You understand? You write your own story. You determine exactly what will happen.
Truly inspired by your stories and what you shared, and for those of you who traveled from Florida, New York, DC, Texas to be here, I truly hope that you got what you came for.